Okay, now, do you have your stuff together yet? Good gracious.
I'm good. Had to
That-
change chairs and
Yeah,
like,
well, it was what did they call that? The cake walking thing or something like that?
yeah, musical
Get up and
chairs.
walk around the chairs and
Well, my chair sits a little higher, so I like it. And when I sit in Kelly's, I feel like
well, what does Kelly say when you sit in her chair?
she's not here when I sit.
Oh,
in her chair.
well, that's okay then. Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown,
Good morning. I'm Lee Barrows.
and
Another crazy
for-
day.
Yeah, and Kelly
We're here to serve.
for those who
We're keeping
We're
notes.
going to pay Kelly's regards to Theo and to Broadway today. There's a song about that, right? Give my regards
Yes,
to Broadway.
yes.
She's going to do it. Give my
love that
regards to
song.
Theo. She's
Yeah.
she's got a
She had an early morning client.
yeah, she's got she has to pay bills and stuff like that. So she's out today. Be back tomorrow. I might not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Yes,
Friday, right?
You're going to be here because you're
Yeah.
not going to be here. I'm not going to be here.
Sad
Kelly's
news
not
this
gonna
morning to wake up with.
Yes.
From yesterday afternoon, they had a discovery, a kind of a gruesome discovery out there in Santa Fe. They had a call at the house, the home of Gene Hackman and his wife, and the deputies arrived and they found Mr. Hackman and his wife and their dog dead inside. Does not appear
Yeah.
to be any signs of foul play whatsoever. So the cause of death will be revealed today, and circumstances surrounding it
Yeah.
will be revealed today as the investigation is ongoing at this time. So
Yeah,
they're
I
not
think
really
they
saying
might-
anything. You can speculate all you want, and yeah, you probably will be right, one of you. The rest of you will be wrong.
No.
So that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
So
I
anyway,
think they did a welfare check.
They did.
And that's how they discovered
his
the family.
Hackman, I loved him from
Oh, I did too.
first time I can recall watching him, and was the French Connection,
Yes.
the movie. Oh my God.
Yes.
And that one was remained the classic for a long time. Still is for a lot of folks out there. If you want to really see Hackman in his early years, check out the French Connection. You'll find it. And I'm sure by the weekend, you'll see every Hackman movie that's ever been made available somewhere on one of the old stations on the channels.
I
that's
think the
out there.
most recent I saw him in anything, and this has been a while back, was when he played Lex Luthor in Batman.
Mhm. Yeah,
And,
I'm not I was never a big fan of the Batman movies or any of that good
I
stuff.
generally watched him when
I
there
didn't.
was not anything else on.
Mr. Hackman was 95 at the time of his death. His wife, not his first wife, she's 63.
Go,
My
Mr.
math is
Hackman.
says it's 32 years. He was
Hmm,
32 when she
5.
was born.
Well, you
Okay,
know,
it's all right.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. He was married to his first until the 80s. I think they got married in the 50s or something. They had a couple of kids. And but all around movies, yeah, he starred in a ton of them. I liked him, and this other place has got his wife listed as 64. So in the same story, they've got her 63 and 64. Betsy Arakawa. She was a concert pianist, apparently a classical concert pianist.
wow.
So she's way on up there. Pretty woman.
You got a picture of her?
Yep, right there.
Oh, I see. She
that's-
is pretty.
that's
She's
at,
very pretty.
This I don't know when were the Golden Globe Awards? 60th ones. This picture was taken at the 60th Golden Globes. So
They weren't.
I don't even know how many there are. I don't follow that stuff.
I don't either. Oh, this Sunday night's Oscars. I know you're going to be watching it.
What's that?
I have no interest in those award shows
The
anymore.
Oscar that
none
I know
whatsoever.
is that guy that was on TV. The Odd Couple. Wasn't there Oscar on there?
Felix and Oscar.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's it.
I never watched that show.
Oh, I kind of like that.
It
show.
just
That
didn't
one was
interest
funny to me. So
Yeah. That was
anyway,
like-
been in. He had a little performance, a part in Bonnie and Clyde. He was in Young Frankenstein, just a short, small part, and he played, like you say, Lex Luthor in Superman.
Superman. Did I say Batman?
You said Batman.
Why was I
I have no
thinking?
clue. And he was a character in the Royal Tenenbaums,
It was Superman.
2001.
Yeah.
So great loss here.
I liked watching Superman when Christopher Reeve starred as Superman.
There was only one Superman, Christopher Reeves.
That's right.
In modern times, back in the days of TV, now there were the other Superman, and I
Right.
cannot remember his name to save my life. But
I couldn't even
was,
get Lex Luthor right and what he was.
he was a big star. It'll come to me sooner or later.
It was Batman.
Okay, I just what is this?
Do tell.
Oh yeah, the Hoosiers. I'd forgotten that. The basketball players, the ball, he played a coach, I think it was.
I think I vaguely remember that. I was not a big. I mean, I was not a big fan of Gene Hackman. I didn't follow his movies,
I didn't
but I
follow
watched
him.
movies that he was in.
Hmm.
Obviously, not well enough, but
Did you know that he was a Marine?
no, I did not know that.
Well, he got tired of getting beaten up by his daddy,
Oh.
and his daddy apparently whooped up on his mom from time to time and take it out on Gene, little Gene. And at age 16, he left. He took off and he joined the Marines. And those days, as the DOD will tell you, they didn't have computerized any way to check and verify anything.
Right.
So he enlisted in the Marine Corps. In the 40s, the 1940s, he was stationed in China. He was also in Shanghai in China.
Wow.
Part of his duties, he said, destroying Japanese military equipment so that the communists could not use it.
Well, that's pretty
He was in China destroying Japanese equipment. Wow.
interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
Yeah, his first wife was a bank teller. He met a YMCA dance in New York.
That's
Two
pretty
daughters.
good.
He had two daughters. They had two daughters and a son.
Very sad story to wake up to this
It
morning.
is,
I
yeah.
just,
He also enjoyed painting, stunt flying. I didn't know that. Stock car racing. I did know that. And
didn't know that.
diving.
Oh, well, see, now we both have something in
I
common.
did not know that.
You're a diver. I'm a NASCAR fan. So there you go.
So it's interesting. He wrote some books, lived on his ranch in Santa Fe, overlooking the Colorado Rockies. Okay, let's go.
Sad. I'm
Sad,
sure more
sad.
news will come out later
There will be
today
a
about
bunch
it.
coming out.
Yes.
I've got no time or desire to speculate anything. So.
No, I don't.
Hey, we
either.
got the, this is Friday Eve. It is Thursday, the
Yes.
second to the last day of the month of February. What happened? It's only the 27th. Where's the rest of where are the 30s?
February has flown
Where
by
are the 30s?
us.
We're supposed to have the months all are at least 30 or 31 days, right?
Not during 28, 29. Yeah. And tomorrow's the last day? We didn't. Yeah.
How many months are
That's right.
are there with 20 that have 28 days?
12. You thought you were going to get me.
No, I
didn't
knew
you?
I wasn't because I've asked you before.
No, I just, for some reason, my brain connected really quick.
A report yesterday says that a dozen or more members of Elon Musk's Dodge team are quitting. Not sure of the whole truth, as the same report indicated those walking away are leftovers from the Obama days. Their mission, when they joined up under Obama, was to push through the Affordable Care Program, the one we know best as Obamacare. One of the staffers said that he could not stand by and watch good programs dismantled, and we know what the Dodge program is doing, what they're mandated to do: find waste and get rid of excess stuff, and that's what
Okay.
they've been doing. In response to some of the criticisms that Musk is getting, he explained that the email sent to a large number of federal workers, he said, y'all need to take your pulse, because that's what this is doing. It's checking your pulse. I like that idea.
I like that. I heard him say that this morning.
I think what he's saying is that there is a new sheriff in town. His name is Sheriff Trump, and that the new boss has mandated that Musk and the Dodge team tighten up the federal government. He warned that after looking at what the Trump administration is likely seeing, this country could go bankrupt unless drastic changes are taken. I mean, He knows what bankrupt could be because he's kind of on the rich side.
He's made his fortune. He's
made his
smart.
fortune, but
He
he's
knew how
rich.
to invest it. Yes.
He's not gonna let. Imagine, well, just imagine me and my tiny little $1.50 that I get. Imagine if I was as careful with that as the leaders of our country are with our money.
Correct.
Imagine what would happen if you did not take any better care of your money, the money that they let you keep, than the country does with the money they take from you. We would all be broke. If I guarantee you, if we managed or mismanaged our funds the way the country mismanages those that they steal from us, we would not be able to do anything. We'd all be
Agreed.
living in the same little village somewhere, village type of houses. They would all look alike. Back to the 1800s, likely.
Yeah, you ever
living.
stop and think about, in all the years and years and years, think back about money you may have wasted?
Oh, I've wasted a lot.
And had you not wasted that and maybe invested it?
Yeah, one of the. It's interesting that all of us in those days got smoking cigarettes back in high school.
Mhm.
Some of you before that.
Mhm.
I never did. You know why? Because I looked at it. A pack of cigarettes in those days was 20 cents.
What are they now? They're like $9 or $10 or something.
20 cents a pack. I sat down.
20 cents.
20 cents a pack. Okay, so everybody said I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. It's only 20 cents. Yeah, 20 cents. Well, in elementary school, the lunch at Clyde Irwin School in the 50s was 20 cents for lunch, 2 dimes a day. That's what you did. My parents would generally give me $1 and they'd sign me up for a week at a time. And if I would happen to be sick, because everybody in grammar school gets sick, I think. Does anybody ever get perfect attendance all the way through grammar school? They had to go to school sick if they did. But anyway,
right.
If they were sick, they would make it less money. You had to give them the next week. They'd carry it over. But 20 cents a day. But 20 cents a day for a pack of cigarettes. That was as much as my lunch was. So anyway, I added all that up one time and I said, 20 cents a day, that's $1 a week. That's $52 a year. I'm going to blow. I mean, that's the time you'd get a quarter a week for allowance. $52 a year, I'm going to blow on cigarettes. No, I don't think so.
Well, look at them now. But think about all the things that you've done. What is one thing that just right off the top of your head you can think that you wasted money on all through the years?
Gasoline.
Why gasoline? You needed it.
Well, yeah, but we all drove everywhere because it was kind of cheap.
Well, that's
By
true.
today's standards, it was dirt cheap.
That's true. Usually a tank of gas now lasts me 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I don't go anywhere.
I say I filled up, not this week. I think Monday, or maybe it was the Friday, almost 2 weeks ago, and I've got over a half tank. Because I don't go anywhere.
Well, the filled up, and then just probably for the last ice storm, I topped it off. But other than that, that's about all. I'm just not going anywhere.
Well, anyway, Musk has warned that after he's afraid this country is going to go bankrupt unless something changes. I have to agree with him.
I have to also.
We've been told for the past decade, at least, that the country is spending more money than it can sustain, and that giving away what taxpayers are forced to cough up is not helping this nation, and it's kind of making me mad. I'm getting a little ticked off. Y'all just spin. I'm looking at some of the stuff that he says we've wasted money. Why? Why have we done that? And I'm not talking about just the giveaway programs to help the needy and the poor. I'd rather give all of that extra money to them and let the other folks who aren't going to work but getting paid for it have to go to work somewhere else.
Yep.
Let's go back to 2016. Got a little news for you here. As Trump was preparing to take over the White House, he took it over January of 2017. Half of the nation was shocked. The swamp rats, those from both political parties who had been having a grand old time, were about to get a wake-up call. They could not take the gamble. And the man your battle stations call went out. The politicians in Washington said they all gathered, including a whole bunch of Republicans, gathered together. Because if the Republicans had stuck together for the first 2 years, things would have been a lot different. They're doing much better today. But Trump was fighting Republicans and the Democrats at the same time, the members of his own party. The Republicans were in charge for the first 2 years of his office. They, swamp rats, could not take the gamble and let this guy continue going unhinged. He had these ideas, and a lot of his ideas of what he still has today, except he's doing it, implementing them a much better way. Regardless of your leanings, I suspect you'll admit that Trump's first term was a waste of time, energy, and our money. Yeah, it was. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of 4 years.
Well, I spent most of the time fighting with him.
Endangered congressmen from both houses were running scared. Trump was completely neutered, and his own party did nothing about it.
I do agree.
4 wasted years and deeper in debt. Another term gone, the public was stuck and disgruntled. If anyone, regardless of your affiliation or your leanings, thinks that the next 4 years was good for the country, that particular 4 years, you need a reality. The Biden years I'm talking about. If you think that was good, you absolutely need a reality check. With an out-of-control pandemic, not Biden's fault, not Trump's fault, with no one at the helm who had a clue what to do, with the future of our society left up to a nut job, not Biden, Fauci, how would you like to have him as your surgeon if you were getting ready for open heart surgery?
Oh,
That would be scary.
that would be very scary.
Then we came out of the pandemic. Got to take a little bit of time to get back on track, right?
Right.
But we had no one in our government who knew what to do, didn't know which way to turn. The enemies of this world looked, smiling, feeling victory over America as a real possibility, coming much sooner than they could even imagine. With 4 years to look into our system, without some of the stress he had, Trump, not being the president, made plans. He met with a lot of people, including a multi-front attack that he launched that includes exporting the illegal criminal aliens from our country, identifying wasteful spending programs, and then shut them down. Those are the plans that he made over 4 years after he lost the election in 2020. Those who don't like Trump, including at least one of our callers, will never admit there is waste. Others, especially anyone who has worked a federal job, knows full well that we, the taxpayers, are not getting much of a return on our investment. I'm not talking about our fighting forces, our military. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about all the other waste that is disguised as going into the Department of Defense. The more wasteful programs and useless, inefficient employees we can do without, once brought under control, will mean a much better country for real Americans to live in. I'm looking forward to that day. If Trump will not stop, if he won't pause, if some courts somewhere don't take hold of him and say, you know, you really can't do what you're doing. Yes, he can. He's the president. He's not a dictator. He is the president. And with under guidance, under the rules of the road, from everything that I'm seeing, he can do what he's doing. Others have.
I agree.
Others have done launch campaigns, and they've done things. Other presidents have done it, and they did it without a lot of intervention, a lot of negativity. because to them it was good for the country. Some of it was. Some of the things that have been done were great for the country. Some of the way we spent money was great for the country. Others, not so much.
Well, let me ask you this. Why does it take somebody like Elon Musk, a billionaire that has no political experience or appointments, to come in and start cleaning house and finding wasteful use?
Because Donald Trump trusted him, and he is not politically swayed.
But what I was going to say is,
hey, Elon, sir, I'll give you $100,000 if you'll just back off and do something. $100,000? Yeah, I light my cigarette with that.
but what I'm saying is, we elected all these congressmen and senators and all these people into Congress, and not one of them's done anything. It took Trump to have a billionaire friend come in and start cleaning house. Think about that.
And he's not cleaning house. He's giving Trump the report. Trump can clean some houses. Most of them, he has to tell the leaders of those organizations, you need to straighten it up. Let's just go to the FBI. 1,500, well, 2,000 total, including the 500 that are sent to the Huntsville area. 2,000 FBI agents that have been creating mold and using too much toilet paper in the Washington Bureau.
Right.
They weren't needed. Obviously, they weren't needed because they're gone. They moved.
Obviously, they weren't.
You're on your way
That's
to
right.
other locations. You're not fired. I'm going to put you somewhere where you can be useful, someplace that's actually needed. We're going to drain this swamp, starting with the FBI.
Well, you bring up a good point. You think about all these last 4 years and probably further back than that, I'm sure. All this misuse, all this spending of money that didn't need to be spent, all this double up on employees, all this let them sit at home and do their non-productive work. All of this has been going on for a long time.
We've got, and I can't even imagine how much money we spend to try to keep our border safe. And we don't. We haven't even. We were down to 200 border crossings the other day as opposed to, 10,000 a day before?
Right.
200 interactions in one day as compared to 10,000.
They say this past Saturday was the lowest ever.
Yeah.
In numbers.
And the word has gotten out. Most of the folks are not even trying anymore because they know they're not going to get here. That's good. That in itself is a savings. We won't have to, now if we just take out the rest of them and continue sending them away from here with the illegals who are criminals first, I agree with that totally because they pose the most danger to us. Get rid of those that we know are dangerous. You go into your garden, there are two snakes looking out there, both of them are looking at you ready to do something. One's a green snake, one's a copperhead. What you gonna do? You cut the head off that copperhead first.
Going in the house and calling my neighbor.
No, you're going to get rid of the one that poses the most danger first. Period. Bottom line. Every time. You better.
Oh, definitely.
Even if you just want to relocate it, you do relocate that one first. Neighbor's house so he can get rid of it like you should have done.
Throw him over the fence. Hey, neighbor, I saw a snake in your yard.
You got him now. Take care of him, would you? Handle my snaky business. Okay. Anyway, we got it. Let's go over to weather. You got some weather?
Yes, I do.
That great boating weather
Somewhere here.
we've been dealing with this week is going to move away for just a little while. I will tell you again, spring is 3 weeks and 2 days away, just to let you know. Conditions begin to deteriorate this morning with blustery winds, seas that are getting bigger, along with some rain that's coming in. Turbulent boating conditions will extend through the weekend and into next week. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles today. Small craft advisory in effect through Sunday evening. Southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 this afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough later in the afternoon. Friday, northwesterly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 30, becoming westerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon tomorrow. And on Saturday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots. The inlets are going to be really sloppy, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet. They're going to get to 5 to 7 in the afternoon on Saturday. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon.
Today will be mostly sunny with a high near 79. Winds 7 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24. Tonight, showers likely, cloudy with a low around 44. Friday, sunny with a high near 65. Friday night, clear with a low of 45. Saturday, sunny with a high near 74. And I will tell you, Sunday night, at this moment, they've got Sunday night into Monday morning with the temperatures dropping down to 26. But that's about the only day I've seen for the next 10 days. So
16 degrees warmer than we had here one morning.
Yes, that's true.
Earlier this month.
But we're gradually getting out of these cold winter weather situations. So pray it continues.
Let's take a look. I'm just waiting for a call here, and we do have Officer Guzman coming in this morning too.
Yes,
right? He should be dropping by here in a few minutes. We're going to talk about the Jacksonville Police Academy.
Right. Citizens Academy.
What did I say?
Police Academy, which you were basically right. We just left out the word
Police
citizen.
Department Citizens Academy.
Yes.
Yeah. The police are going to show you, demonstrate to the folks who are accepted. They have limited amount of room and for this one. But there'll be another one coming up too. But right now there's still a couple of openings. I understand. Officer Guzman will tell us all about it and what this academy is all about. Now you've had a little bit of experience in the
Sheriff's Office Academy, which was a blast.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff involved with the sheriff's office, of course, that the city won't do, like jails.
Right. And the Sally Port.
The cool thing about the police department,
they have to use the sheriff's, right?
Yeah. Be in the police force. We didn't have to. We just turned them over to the sheriff's office and let them take care of the prisoners once we arrested them. And then, hey, here's another one for you. I caught him. Now you guys take care of him, feed him, do all that sort of good stuff.
Right.
They really thanked us a lot for that.
Yes.
As you can imagine. No, that's part of their constitutional duties is to handle the jail, handle the courts. The police do not have to handle the courts either. The police departments are basically law enforcement.
Right.
And they do it in any number of ways. And law enforcement, traffic falls under the laws of the city and the state.
Right.
So there's, city ordinances and there's certain things you can't do, like speed.
Yes.
And, what is it? 79 and a 55 is not a good thing.
Definitely not.
So,
that could get you more than a ticket, couldn't it?
If you're.
Could you get charged with careless and reckless?
Well, it depends
doing
on what
it
you're
fast?
doing. But if you do get caught, just as a warning to you guys out there, if you get caught for in excess of 15 over the posted speed limit, that would be in a 60 mile per hour zone. 15 over, it would be 75. If you get caught doing 76, you lose automatically your driver's license.
In case this is Officer Guzman.
Okay, you go talk to him. So anyway, that's one of the things that we'll talk with Officer Guzman about from the Jacksonville Police Department when he gets here. And anytime now, expecting a call from I've got a lot of very special agents, and I like my special agents, and one of them happens to be with the Secret Service. Retired. He was Secret Service and went to his retirement party 6 or 8 years ago, I guess now. So he's living in southeastern North Carolina, not in Jacksonville, but he lives not too far away down in Brunswick County area. And he's been watching the things that happen in Washington, the stuff that's going on with Donald Trump and all that sort of good stuff. So
here's your next caller. He was calling on. It's Tim.
He was calling the wrong number.
He was calling my number.
What in the world is wrong with Tim?
He was thinking of
Tim,
me.
we're going to send you back to basic law enforcement school.
Here's your next caller.
Okay, Tim, you got to turn your radio off, turn your computer off, and talk to me on the phone. You there?
Gotcha.
There you go. Now I got you. Had a lot of other noise going on there too. So anyway, what's Tim? Well, first of all, congratulations to you and for your anniversary of your wedding.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we were away for the weekend, so.
Yeah, well, that was good. I'm glad you had a good time. You went down south somewhere or another, right?
Yeah, I went to Charleston. It was really, it was really cool. We went to see the USS Yorktown, and we got to go see the Battery area, which was really nice.
Oh, I love that area.
And,
It's a great walking area.
and there's a a restaurant down there called Henry's, and we ended up running into the owner, Leo, and he's a big Trump fan, and he has all these paintings. Like one of them is the most recent picture of Koran, the detail leader on the stage with Trump, that famous picture, and he's got a painting of it. He's